Alright, welcome to the video guys. So I'm going to be showing you the T26E4 Super Pershing. Now, I just traded this tank, or rather just traded the STG in to get this tank. And this tank, guys, is very powerful. And really, it never sees tier 10s. It has preferred or preferential matchmaking, which makes it even more powerful. And it's still kind of situational. Like, it's not very fast. The armor is very good until people obviously start spamming gold at you. The accuracy is, I would say, decent. The DPM is decent. Like, everything about the tank is decent, except the armor is very good. And, if you can get yourself into good positions with this tank, such as hold down positions like I'm about to get into, it becomes very difficult for people to damage this tank, and you'll see that here, and the way I kind of use that to my advantage. So I've only had 23 battles in this tank, guys, and we've already gotten 3 ace tankers. So this tank is not very difficult to play. It's really, it's kind of idiot proof. You really just face the front of your tank towards the enemy, and you can try and stay hold down and stuff like that. But really, guys, I mean, overall, this is a simple tank to play. So we're gonna get a shot into the WZ here. And by the way, guys, I'm gonna make this a very long video. It's gonna be all 3 of those mastery games that I've played in the last couple of days. So stick around, but you're more than welcome to obviously bump ahead, jump ahead to the other games if you'd like. But just to let you know, obviously it's gonna be a very long video. Now, we're going to try and take a shot in the side of the VK. Guys, the VK 100.01, this tank is extremely powerful at tier 8 as well. And you can see how many shots I'm bouncing, guys, being hold down. We've already blocked 1600 damage, and I mean, if we didn't block that damage, we would be dead. And obviously I wouldn't still be poking this corner, but you see how I decide to not poke that corner anymore because it's becoming, people are probably going to start be shooting gold at me, and it's just becoming too difficult and too dangerous to poke that corner again. There's just too much damage over here that I can take, and there's probably another TD sitting back here and stuff, so I'm going to poke it quick, and you can see the STRV. I'm going to poke it quick just to see, what I can spot again, and that's about it, guys. Like, I'm being very cautious here because there's really no reason for me to poke that anymore. So we have a lot of crossfire opportunities here as well, guys, and I'm going to try and speed this ahead a little bit for you while still keeping my view so you can see what my view looks like. And I was just trying to see if I knew the VK was such a tall tank, I was wondering if there was a way I could get a shot through this at him, but really there's just no way to do it, and I'm going to end up taking fire from the south side of the map. So what we're doing is we're kind of looking for this crossfire. Now this map, guys, studs, is like I'll tell you in the replays that I put on my channel, this map is all about crossfire. If you can win the south side of the map, you always have a lot of crossfire on the heavies that are here and here, depending on which side of the south you spawn on. For instance, for us, if we won this, we would obviously be poking the crap out of these guys right here. But you can still get the same opportunities poking south from this little mound here as well. And if you're poking from this mound, like, this Boris is in a really bad spot, and it's a very common area. Like, people like to pull up to this little church here and they think they're safe coming against this wall, and in reality you are not safe, because you can get whacked from people that sit right here if they're paying attention to that, and obviously I am. So it's important that we have like this IS-3 and stuff sitting here, otherwise he wouldn't be lit. But you guys can see kind of how we're making this work. We're at 1500 damage, 1300 spotting damage already too, because we spotted everyone in this area, and this is turning out to be a good game really already at this point. So we're going to speed ahead just a little bit more here, guys, until we get to like the next opportunity. ELC even comes up. We get 2 shots into this guy. He turns around and tries to go back. This is a very bad decision on his part, and I was having a little problem with gun depression, but we make it work there, guys. And 2 shots in even 90 and a little more spotting damage, and then I can't take this shot, but someone cleans up to even 90 and we get more spotting damage. So we're at 2,000, almost 2,000 damage, guys, 2,300 spotting damage already. So this is looking to be going obviously in the right direction of an ace tanker. And I'm going to try and poke with this VK now. I'm trying not to be a nuisance, so I'm letting him angle out. I was going to try and pull something like this, but he needs to get in. So it's very tough, guys. So I don't really want to angle out in this tank. It's not really made for side scraping. Your side armor is too exposed, but I can use him kind of as my front armor, or however you want to say that. So I'm just going to do that instead because I don't want to block this guy. Like, I already tried to do that and it just wasn't working. Now we're going to get shots into the cap of the VK. And this is the only weak spot on this tank, guys, literally from the front, other than the mid-lower plate. And you can see even I'm still bouncing with gold. So the VK100, guys, extremely, extremely powerful tank. And we're going to get another one into the commander's hatch there. And this is the only weak spot of this tank, guys, really. So if you're facing these things from the front, load gold and shoot at the cap. That's really all you can do. Because those things are nasty now. STRV is moving up over here. I wasn't paying attention to this on the map. I take one shot at him, we ricochet because of the angling on that tank. The armor on the top and front is angled very well when it's in that siege mode or whatever it's called. And we're not going to be able to pen him there, but that's fine. We're doing basically 2,500 damage, 2,500 spotting at this point, guys, and this is turning out to be an incredible game, and really we haven't even moved from like this 1 or 2 squares of the map. So, it's definitely going in the right direction. We're going to go ahead and speed up just a little bit more, and you can see kind of how this game ends. So we get a shot there into the STRV as he's coming up. T28 is trying to get aggressive. I'm trying to look for a shot at the STRV here. Very, very difficult shot. I didn't think that was going to go in, but I took it anyway. And, we're just trying to... It's 8-7, guys. I've done 2,700 damage, and this is still a close game. So we're just trying to really defend ourselves here. And, this Scorpion is running away, and I'm like, dude, you gotta help us here, man. Like, I know that you're might be low on HP or, whatever it is, but, like, this is the only people that are still alive on their team are basically in this entire area right here, guys. Like, there's really no reason for him to be running away that quickly, but I can kind of understand it. Anyway, guys, we're going to be taking shots here at the STRV and T28 as he poked up, and luckily we lit the STRV on fire. Maybe that was karma for bouncing him the first time or what have you, but Scorpion's going to poke here. We're trying to bounce this shot. It looks like he shoots at the VK rather instead, and the VK dies, and people get some some shots into him. I mean, he dies very quick. The Scorpion was full HP, and he just freaking disappears off the map, guys. So he's no longer an issue, and we're doing very well here, guys. Like, it's 11-8. I think we have this one, but I'm worried about this LT over here, and he keeps shooting me. So I'm telling the Scorpion, like, I was telling the Scorpion, dude, like, can you help me, man? Or this M4, just come over here and spot this guy so I can take shots at him. And the Scorpion comes in the chat, and he's like, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, dude, if you looked at your map, you would realize that the only people left on their team are here and here. There's one person that's unspotted. I'm not even sure who it is. The Charioteer, probably sitting like even here. He's sitting right here, guys. And then that tells you, okay, so this is the only place where people are left on the map. So guys, just watch your map and like use this to your advantage. I mean, I'm sitting here just trying to stay safe, and no one can help me here. Like, I'm smacking the map, I'm spamming the map, like, can someone please go over and spot this guy? And you'll see here eventually, the Scorpion, what do you want me to do about it? Dude, I want you to get off your ass and go spot the LT-432, because they're the only people left on the map. You can see where everyone is on the map. It's right here, dude. Like, pay attention to your map. So this is what you deal with, guys. You deal with casuals that just they can't put 2 and 2 together. And like, I can be mad at that, but honestly, it's a free-to-play game, guys, and some people are just very casual players. I understand it, but it gets very, very frustrating. So we're waiting for a spot on the LT-432, and eventually we cap out here, guys, and I think this is pretty much the game. So we're just going to fast forward to the end of this one. 3,538 damage, 2,756 spotting damage, guys. And bear with me just a couple moments. I'm going to go ahead and open up all the end plates for you guys. So we're just going to pull all these out. And I should have done this beforehand, but it's fine, guys. This is going to be a very long video regardless. So this one is for studs. 3,538, that one should be for studs as well. And 2,538, right? Just making sure. Yes, so all these are for studs. And then we had one on Cliff. Cliff was 4,040 damage. So these three should be all together. And this one should be with this one. Easy, guys. So here's the end plates for studs, guys. And you can see this was obviously a mastery, and we got that little fire achievement for lighting the STRV. And here is the more detailed view. Now, 3,538 damage, guys, isn't crazy. I mean, like, we did more damage, I think, on the next two games, but still, with all the spotting we got, that turns it into a mastery. 13, almost 1,400 experience, guys. And you know, our Scorpion did very well, but it's just like, I don't understand why people can't make these, you know, connections with the game and just look at the map, you know, guys. So you know, he did very well, but you know, the game could have been over even quicker if he had just reacted to the situation. But that's fine, guys. And here's the coin. I think we shot a lot of gold this game, guys. I'll be honest. In the next two replays, we didn't shoot as much gold. So hopefully you'll enjoy those more. But I did load a lot of gold here. You know, we were dealing with some fairly heavily armored tanks. I mean, the VK is really why I loaded gold. And then I think I just kind of forgot I had it loaded half the time. But you know, we had to deal with the front of the T28 as well, and you know, sometimes, guys, it's just better to load gold. I mean, you're basically paying to win, but it is what it is. You know, if you know that the standard ammunition is more than likely not going to go in, then why would you load a regular shell? And that's just how I see it. So here we go, guys. That's the end plates for studs. And now let's get into the second replay, guys, and try and keep this as short as we can, but it's going to be a long video regardless. And again, guys, like I said, you know, the E4 is a very, very powerful tank, but even in any tank, you can't just like YOLO right towards the enemies. You know, there's still a way I play this. You see how I play it hold down. You see how I angle up against the dead VK there on studs, and I'm really just trying to stay safe and protect my tank. You know, it's a great tank, but the side armor is very, very weak. So you really have to, you don't want to out angle, and really on with this tank, guys, it's just the side armor. Like you don't want to side scrape is what I was going to say. Side scraping is just, you're usually going to get outmatched when you side scrape in this tank. You're better off just kind of poking out at a slight angle, like, you know, this, but you don't want to like side scrape. You don't want to back out, because usually people will overmatch your side plate. So don't do that, guys. Trust me, you know, it's not made for that. And let's get into the battle on Cliff now. If you were listening there and listening before, obviously I put Chuck Norris in this tank, and I think it's a good tank. You know, I wanted to put him in an American tank. It just kind of makes sense. So we saved him for when we traded in for the E4. Now, I'm poking this corner, guys. I take a shot at the IS-3. I think this is a very good corner to come to. Like, really the only issue I think you might deal with is maybe if there's like a TD back here or something, but that's very, very rare. Like, I've never gotten hit from back there yet. So I'm just poking on these guys, and you can see, because I'm hold down, like this, when you're looking at the tank like this, I mean, there's just not much people can do. You know, they try to smack shots into the turret. I've been hit in the turret before, and that's, you know, when people shoot gold, you won't have good games in this thing, guys. A lot of times what happens to me is I either have a really good game in this thing, or it's mediocre at best. There's no in between, and I find that, you know, with this tank, it's always either really good or just kind of a crap game. Like, there's literally no in between, guys. So these three happen to be really great games, and we're going to back away from TS5 frontally, guys. There's nothing we can do to this guy. You know, you can see I'm trying to load standard ammo, and we just have no chance of hitting this guy, and he bounces us again. So I'm not going to play, you know, an RNG party game with him over here. Like, that's not what I want to do. So Instead, we're going to back out and we're going to try and find something else that we can shoot at, right? Um, the Chiri is going to be very aggressive here, and he does not want to do this in this tank. He's trying to poke up at me and take a million shots, and, you know, we're basically angling our turret and going crazy there, trying to block a shot, and we do, and we haven't even been penned yet, guys. And that's what I mean about this tank. It's so powerful. We've blocked 800 damage, and, you know, in a regular game, like if I was in almost any other tank, we might be down half our HP already. So you can see where this thing really works, guys, being hold down and, you know, using hard cover to your advantage. So they're pressing the P43 here. I'm going to go in, take a shot at the P43, and at this given time, guys, I think we can make a play to get towards this rock. And you'll see eventually I do that after the TS5 is no longer an issue. So we take 2 shots into the TS5. He's really not playing that tank very well, guys. He's exposing his side plates way too much. And you'll see here we have shots at the Comet. I'm going to slow this down for you guys. So you can see this. These last 2 shots I take here into the Comet, I believe we get one more into him. No, I'm mistaken. So you can see, guys, kind of how this is going. Now there's a T20 trying to poke here. The IKV gets lit. I was more than sure there was someone sitting here, guys, on this rock, because that is a very common TD area, and that's why I like to grab this huge rock right here to keep myself covered from that. So we take a shot at the T20, and I'm poking this knowing that there's an STRV right here, guys. And it's like I'm using this bush to try and stay concealed, but the TS5 is showing his backside, so I think at this time, being that I'm full HP, it is worth it to take a shot from the STRV and kill this guy. But looks like the STRV died even before I was paying attention. So we're going to keep moving in, guys, and you can see the only people left on the enemy team, again, if you're looking at your map, pay attention to this. There's 4 people left. They've all been spotted, and they're all right here. So use the map to your advantage, guys. It tells you everything you need to know about the game. Look, I can't emphasize this enough. I can click on this a million times. Just watch your map, guys. Look, everyone is there. There's really no reason for this J Panther to be sitting here, honestly. Like, he's probably waiting for these guys to come around, but at this point, he might as well, he can see me coming like this. He might as well just come up like to right here and start shooting at these guys as well. Because, you know, why would you even play defensively if I'm already coming up from around the corner, and these guys aren't going to be able to get very far because we have 2 people on the hill. But again, guys, this is just simple things that I pay attention to. Casual players might not pay attention to that, and you, like I said, I can complain about it, but you know, it's a casual game, and you just have to accept that. So we have also 2 people on the cap, so it's like, why wouldn't you rush these guys? Anyway, guys, we're going to be going against the E4 here, and I have gold loaded because I've shot a lot of regular AP ammo, and we're facing T26E4s. Now, this guy has no idea how to play this tank, it appears, and this guy's poking and he's clueless. They're both red players, guys. Like, I don't think these guys have any idea what's going on. They're either extremely casual players or they just don't care. You know, I don't know, but they're not very good. So we're going to get one more into this T26E4, and then from the front, guys, as this guy faces me, this is where you want to put the shot. You want to put it right by this little opening in the front. So if you're looking, this little, I guess it's a machine gun port, that is a weak spot on the front of the T26E4. Some other weak spots are right here in the cheeks, and if they're facing somewhat down, you can hit the top of the tank. And the top of the tank is very hard to hit in these commander's hatches. So I always recommend looking for this spot or trying to get into the cheeks, like this little area and this little area. You hardly can ever pen this, so never try to do that. But lower plate, I think, also is pretty strong, so you need like 230 plus, I believe, to even have a chance there. I could be wrong, but honestly, this is the only spot you're going to be able to pen this entire plate. So keep that in mind, guys. We're going to aim for this machine gun port, put it into him, and that's a kill. 4,000 damage, guys, 1,500 assist damage, and that's pretty much how this game's going to end. The 252U dies as well, and you know, that's a great game, guys. That's another mastery. Let's look at the end plates. So I believe it was these, right? Because we moved the other 2, maybe not. Maybe this was, yeah, this is for Serene Coast. So here we go, guys. Mastery. You can see the couple badges we got here. I believe this was a high caliber as well. And you know, you can see the way we played this, guys. 4,000 damage here, and we do 1,378 experience. And here is the detailed results. Now, 22 direct hits, 19 pens, guys. We are basically penning almost everything we shot, which is great. And, you know, another 1,000 damage blocked by armor and 1,500 assist damage. So this is, you know, I want to show you all three of these games, guys. Even if it's a really long ass video, I want to show you all three of these games so you can see where this tank is working and where it kind of isn't working. It's really, really good against, you know, even its own tier. But again, like I said, you gotta stay hold down. If you start getting hit in the side of this tank, you're gonna get overmatched so quickly. And you can see that's a great example of kind of how I went against those two T26E4s, and they're both showing me their sides. And it's a miracle that I didn't light one of those things on fire, because usually when you get hit that many times in the side of an American tank, you can at least like get your engine hit or whatever, or get racked. So kind of look at the way I played against those E4s, and you'll kind of see, you know, where this tank might also struggle, if that makes sense. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the last video, guys, and this one was on, I don't even remember. I just looked at it. But Serene Coast, I believe, right, guys? And Serene Coast is a hard map for me all the time. It doesn't matter what tank I'm in, I always have trouble playing Serene Coast. Especially light tanks, guys, it's difficult. Like, the map is just kind of strange the way it's built. Like, you'll find yourself getting hit even way, way back when you get spotted, and that's the problem. With Serene Coast, at least for playing on the west side. Like, sometimes you'll be poking in like a bush, like right here or something like that, and you'll be getting hit from all the way back here. So you really have to just be aware of the way the map is built, if that makes sense. The way the kind of map works on Serene Coast. You know, it's very open, and you think you're safe using ridges, but not always, because of the way, like, you know, the tracks are here. There's like a little ridge, and then this kind of goes uphill a little bit, so you just have to be aware of like where people can get shots on you. So we're gonna obviously be going to the west side of this map, guys, in a tier 8 game, because this tank hold down is very powerful. Now the Super Hellcat makes a very, we actually get a shot in the links there, I'm sorry I missed that. You know, this Super Hellcat that we had on our team is very aggressive and dies within like the first 2 seconds of the game, and you know, that's not good, guys. And the LT432 is being very aggressive as well, and we're just not going to be able to make this work, guys. Really, you know, I mean, I can make this work, but we would rather at least start up in this area, and it's not going to happen. Like, we're not going to be able to go any further than this now, so we're stuck here. So you'll see that I'm playing hold down in this little area, and we get 2 shots already, plus the one that we had into the links, and you know, that's a great start, guys, but I'm concerned that we're definitely going to lose this side of the map. So what you have to notice is we've not only lost the one line, but there's also no one in this trench. So the links, their T20, whatever, could be making pressure like this, and you have to be mindful of that, because, you know, and plus not even everyone's spotted already. They still have a Progetto, you know, 274A, like these. Now he's spotted, but like this is a problem, guys. So, you know, we have to kind of know where these guys are, or else we're going to get flanked. So we're looking for more shots here. We're trying to poke shots in the STA1. T29 is there, and there's nothing I can do against a T29 hold down, guys. I could try and load in like an HE shell, but it's not going to happen, guys. We get a pretty lucky shot there into the commander's hatch of the STA1, and really, guys, like, we can't do anything against this T29, but really he can't do much against us either. So you see him shooting an HE shell there. He does 7 damage. Like, what's the point even, you know, guys? So we're going to get a shot into the 274A. He's overexposing himself, guys. Like, he can definitely stay more hold down than that, and he decides not to. So, and I think I might just take a shot at this T29 anyway, but I know it's not going to do anything, right, guys? And again, here he is, you know, overexposing his, you know, lower plate, guys, and we're able to smack a shot into there. And really, you know, at that point, like, you have to be really careful about how you're exposing yourself, and he's not. T29, same thing. He overexposes his side plate and lower plate there, and these guys are just, they're easy for me to deal with because I'm staying relatively hold down and they are not, and they're just making many mistakes here. Now the T29 is remaneuvered, and he realized like where you got hit, and that's very, he's a smart player, right, guys? So he's trying to stay more hold down now. Now I see the STA1 starting to make pressure around the other corner, like I was stating earlier, and here comes the T20 as well. So this is where we might run into issues. Now I auto-aim the T20, really kind of amateur play there on my part. I should have just aimed and took the shot, but it is what it is, guys. We're going to take an aimed shot there for 263, and that's a pretty high roll for this tank. And we're just kind of trying to maneuver and not get hit here, guys. We get another shot into the T20, and this guy is just not playing it very smart. STA1's shooting heat at me. No surprise there. I'm totally okay with that. I would be shooting heat at this thing too. So, we're at 2,700 damage, guys, and really, we're just trying to save this side of the map. Obviously, I have not forgotten about the Super Hellcat and T29 that are right here, but I need to deal with what's in front of me, guys. So, there's also a Progetto on the other side over there that's probably going to put pressure. I don't think he had a lot of HP left, but you have to be very, very mindful of just where everyone is, guys, and what's going on. So, I'm paying attention to the map. This T20 is continuously trying to poke on me, which I don't think is a very good idea because I'm relatively hull down again, and we're going to be able to really outmatch these guys all the time. So we can see the Hellcat's now making pressure. We're going to poke like this, guys, very quickly. Get a shot in the Super Hellcat, come back, because I don't really want to expose my side plate, but I want to get one more shot into his direction so that hopefully he doesn't, continue to pressure this line. Now, we get a shot into the Progetto. STA1 is still trying to move up. We're going to get a shot into his turret because all these guys were just making mistakes, guys, and that's all we're doing here is punishing people for their mistakes. Now I turn here again, and luckily I turn and I was going to poke right when the Lynx was coming around. So luckily we got a shot in the Lynx there. Hellcat's going to poke. He's, has made an error there as well, and we punish him for it. And now here comes the Lynx, guys. He's going to end up getting away, I believe, just barely. T20's poking, and we get a lucky shot into him. I thought I was going to miss that one, but it looks like it just hit the side of his turret there, and we clean up him. So that's all we're doing here, guys, is just constantly punishing people for their mistakes. We clean up the STA1 because we can pen his turret, and we didn't even need gold for that. And, really, guys, we're just constantly, causing these guys to back down, back out of the situation they're in, and they don't even have time to do it most of the times. T20, STA1, they were constantly poking, and they just made mistakes here, guys, and that's all we did. We just punished everyone for all the mistakes they made. They kept trying to all put pressure on me, and it's not going to happen in a hold down T26E4. So 4,200 damage, guys, 864 spotting damage, and we're going to end up cleaning up this team pretty quickly. We get a shot into the Progetto here, and then I think I tried one more, but I think I missed it. Yeah, it looks like he just got behind the rock there. And now we're going to basically rush the cap. We're looking for the Lynx, and I think the Lynx ultimately dies to the Indian Panzer or something. And now we're going to try and make pressure on the heavies. I don't even think I get any shots into these guys. I think they end up killing the Chrysler before I can get there. So we'll go ahead, zoom ahead, and I think that's the game, guys. So 4,491 damage, 864 assist damage, and here you go, guys, for the M plates. I believe it was, what are we on, these now, or this was Cliff? It was these, and Serene Coast Mastery, guys. Again, the third mastery that I've had, and you're seeing them all right here. So here's all the badges. Again, this was like high caliber, I think that badge is, and 4,491 damage, guys, 1,356 experience. And again, guys, like, there was nothing special I did with this tank. We just stayed hull down. We had very good map awareness and situational awareness, and really that's about it, guys. There wasn't really any other special things I did. I just played the tank the way it should be played, staying hull down and, being aggressive against people that are trying to put pressure on you. So you can see we penned a lot of the shots we took in this game as well, which is lucky, guys. 4,491 damage. Again, almost 855 damage blocked by armor, but one more shot we would have been at like another 1,000 damage blocked by armor again. So you can see why the armor is very important on this vehicle and how it's going to work to bounce some shots and allow you to do more damage per game, because ultimately you're staying alive longer and you're able to bounce shots where you can probably, and in return you're probably penning someone, if that makes sense. So 864 damage caused with assistance, guys. And that's about it for this video. It was very long, but I hope you enjoyed all three of these replays. I wanted to show you all these mastery games in action because they all took place within about 24 hours of each other. Two were like 2 nights ago, and then the last one I got here was the morning after. So again, guys, we've played, I believe, 23 battles in this tank right here. If you can see this, 65% victory rate we have, and we're averaging about 1750 damage in the tank, which is not terrible, guys. I'd like to be doing a little bit better than that. But like I said, guys, there's some games like tier 9 games you get into where people just load gold, shoot it right into your turret, and you get just, annihilated basically. And, that's probably why they made it so that this tank was only a tier 6, 7, 8, 9 tank is basically the only tiers it sees, because tier 10 would just load gold, or they could just pen the turret without even having to load gold, and that would just make this tank basically against 10s like a tier 5. Like, what's the point? You're just going to get penned in the turret. There's no point in trying to stay hold down, even though it's a hold down monster of a tank, guys. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing the T26E4 in action. And again, guys, just, when in doubt, just, you know, basically stick the front of your hole out. Okay, that's all. That's all this is, guys. Stay hull down. And the front of your turret and the front of your hole can take so much damage, guys. So just face front. You hardly even have to angle in this thing. It's idiot proof. Just use the front armor to your advantage. And I think that, if anyone is watching this for some advice on the T26E4, that's all you need, guys. It's an easy tank to play. Just don't go crazy with it, No tank can go out by itself and just play a 15 versus 1, if you know what I mean. So there you have it, guys, in the T26E4 Super Pershing, and I will see you for the next video. Bye-bye.